We also have Noble Boy 77, who's the current world record holder for the Hagar Easy any percent run that I'm going to be doing.
That is correct.
Oh yeah, I do need to set up one more thing. Unfortunately, I don't have a pedals to activate timers, so I'm gonna have to put my countdown for minus 7 seconds. Or is that even allowed?
So
Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and do that because that'll help me not having to worry about hitting the start button right off the gate. But anyway, we're gonna go ahead and get started. But as I said before, anything bad will indeed happen. We're just going to play it to the best of our abilities. Anyway, we're going to be starting in 3, 2, 1, go. So obviously we're going to pick the mayor of Metro City as our character of choice. He's got the power, and we can make him faster if we can do so. And already we got the optimal strat right there. We can break the objects for more enemies to come out, but sometimes it actually makes it a little bit more easier to get these enemies to come right at you. Unfortunately, my Wii VC controllers are not very good at the moment, so I might be going back to playing this on the Wii VU unless the next update for the Switch is SNES Online gives us Final Fight 2.
well then. So yeah, we're starting already on round 1, which is in Hong Kong. Yeah, in this game, instead of in Metro City, we're going around the world because of plot reasons, which we're gonna talk about a bit later. As you see already, Rotor is doing a good job getting up on the new Meteor gang. So as you see, easy. There was actually, by the way, thank you, chat. They should have mentioned there. So what you see, the fastest way to attack the enemy, knock down all this enemy, is to doing the famous Final Fight Infinite, where you do a series of string of punches, but for the last one you intentionally whip your punch, turn around, and then turn back so you can reset your punch combo. Which you're gonna see that a lot throughout the run. Very similar to Final Fight 1 for the arcade and the first SNES ports. So, yeah, as somebody mentioned, the infinite in this one, it's a little, for Hagar at least, it's a little harder to pull off. This is compared to Final Fight 1, the enemy hit stun, it's lower, believe it or not. Whereas Carlos and Maki, they can do the infinite with no problem, as they can turn around a lot quicker. And yeah, that Ghost Crate and Drunk, as you see, at least they count toward the enemy sprite, so some enemies won't spawn while Ghost Crates are on screen. Which that will come into play a bit later. And Rotor already going out of area 2. Yeah, every stage or round in this game are dividing into 2 or 3 areas. So area 3, this is where the game will come in, the difficulty differences will come into play here. Like example that later on this game, for example, there's gonna be more enemies in different formations. But this is on easy difficulty, so there's gonna be less enemies. So now this is the boss, a Wong Wong. A bit of a trivia, in the Japanese version, Wong Wong has a mid-cleaver as a weapon, but in the international release, it was removed. But strangely enough, in his original artwork, he still has the mid-cleaver weapon is in the manual. And Rotor, he just quickly got rid of him. Good job there.
Sadly, I missed that there.
Don't worry. He had to skip a cutscene, by the way. Yeah, thank you, FTI. Yeah, there is a plot in the game. As if you ever throw out a plot of beat 'em up. What happened is that the Meteor gang, for whatever, reason, is an international gang now strikes back and wanted for revenge on Hagar and his allies. And this time, they kidnap a guy's fiance and father-in-law, and former mentor. And so, Rina's sister, Maki contact her about the situation. And then an acquaintance of Hagar named Carlos Miyamoto basically come in and said, hey, I don't have anything to do, but I'm gonna help you out anyway. And that's explain why we're going around the world this time around. So this is round 2 in France. Also, that little wall there in the background, in the graphic, in the Japanese version, the graphic gave us a peace symbol, but that was removed in the international version. So even though that's a minor detail that nobody cares.
Screwed up in the Infinite, unfortunately.
That's okay. So it is. So let's analyze the characters. Yeah, Hagar, as you see already, as Rotor mentioned in the character selection, Hagar has the power and he has all the strength, just that he's slow. And if you play Final Fight 1 with him before, he plays exactly like in this game, with the obvious differences, of course, that his file driver is now the spinning version of it instead of the regular one. Well, Carlos, he's essentially the Cody substitute of being the well-rounded character. Where in Maki is pretty much the guy of the game. She's agile and she can do the wall jump kick attack. And unfortunately for Maki, she has like the weakest strength compared to the 3 characters. But strangely enough, her extra joy is the most damaging out of the 3 characters, and it has the longest distance. Pretty strange, isn't it?
Yeah, Hagar spinning pile driver would be the second strongest.
Yeah, it does.
Alright, we're gonna get another despawn here.
Yeah. See, you gotta leave that crate. This is where leaving Drumkins and crate will help you to despawn certain enemies. Or prevent it in this case. Like that.
Yeah, we got Andori version 2 here.
Yeah, that's Freddy, the boss. Also, you can see Guile in the background, by the way. At the top left. Just cheering for whatever, no reason.
Dang, I'm doing pretty well. Normally I would have like 754 at this point.
Oh, yeah, nice.
We still got a long ways to go.
Yeah, by the way, if Freddy had a different KO voice in the Japanese version. But in this one they used Doris' voice, which is the only returning character from the first game, by the way. So, like in the first game, we got a bonus round. Like it is the destroy the car. With Hagar, as you can see, it is very fast when you spam the extra joy. So he can hit both sides of the car.
Yeah, unfortunately, Hagar's like the only one that can do that too.
Yeah, exactly. And now we are into Holland, round 3. This is the first that introduced stage hazards. In this case, landmines, which we're gonna take advantage of it as much as possible. As after this upcoming screen coming up soon.
So we're gonna go all the way up here, drop down here. Oh, thought I would have gotten him there.
Now the landmine section, which you want all enemies to run into it, which happened because you have to. This is the only area in the game that can cause a lot of lag. Yeah, by the way, chat, press F for that card.
No F's for the mag gear, by the way.
Yeah. So now I can let me describe the enemies in this game. They are pretty much the XPs of the original Metal Gear gang. Scott, Mick, Bull, and Sean, and the other one, Elijah, are the basic enemies in the game. And no food drop, by the way, in that crate. It's very random.
50-50 from what NVI mentioned.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna mention it again. No, the basic enemies are pretty much like like the dog is Jake, is Simon's and Brett. Elias and Elliot are the Elgato and Hollywood only without the knives, and they move around a lot. And the blockers, Johnny and Atlas, they are pretty much the Axel and Slash, except for the power. Also, they are worse. They are the worst enemy in the game because they have the combination to block and grab.
Ooh, that's good.
That's another crate we have to leave intentionally, by the way, because we make it a lot easier with these enemies.
Now, I'm not going to bother breaking this drum coming up. I just have a little bit more easier time getting through this next part after this.
Alright. And the E-Link, the fat guys, they're pretty much the Bilbos with weapons. And the acrobats, Leon and Robert, they're pretty much the XPs of Poison and Roxy, which, a bit of a trivia, like Poison and Roxy in the SNES port of Final Fight 1, in the Japanese version, these acrobats were girls, called Mary and Eliza, but they were changed, like in Final Fight 1, on SNES, they changed it to male characters. In Final Fight 1 case, it's Billy and Sid, and in this game, to Leon and Robert. This is likely because of Nintendo of America's censorship policy. Yeah, the North American division of Nintendo was a little draconian before the SRB during this NES, this SNES era. Oh, and there's a despawn coming up soon, or you decide to face off this enemy at the beginning. And finally, like we already saw him, but you got the Andore, like I said, he's the only returning enemy from the first game. So now we got this Frankenstein on steroid boss, Bratken. So we're gonna keep it on a certain distance, and Rotor will do the infinite.
Yeah.
As you can see right there, just be careful that those enemies can interrupt you any moment. So, but we are on the clear.
No kicks from you.
And now all right, now for England. There's a hidden one up there, which is represented by Guy. Another Beastman coming up. We're gonna have Beastman, the Atlas at least. Elias and Elias are impossible to despawn, given how fast they move. And we got the despawn. Nicely done. Also, from here on, by the way, this is where the enemies start to get more health. So, this is where you're gonna be more careful from here on. And here's another despawn coming up. Or, I guess Rotor is not gonna do it. No, he's gonna face him off.
Ooh, that was a perfect 4-1 there. Yeah, believe it or not, the Andoris will never attack you if you force them off balance with a wall. That allowed me to easily do that infinite.
Which is only Hagar can reach that. Only works with Hagar, by the way. Because it has a long reach. Also, I think it's a good time to mention that on the higher the difficulty, every enemy gets extra defense and extra health. Especially on Expert, the highest difficulty in the game. Particularly the Doris, as they are damage sponges, and they take an eternity to take him down. Like from round 4 onwards, they're like mini bosses basically. So 4-2, that's where a lot of dangerous enemies you're gonna face up for the majority of the time.
There we go. Man, no deaths so far.
Yeah.
Change.
And also, I heard that, but not confirmed yet, but this game sorta carries the rank system for Final Fight 1. Is that true? I don't know yet. Oh, and there's Joe.
Coming up.
Joe are basically the Red Hollywoods as they throw those flame molotovs. And yes, as Rotor mentioned, we are fighting Felipe. He is kind of an annoying boss with Hagar, at least. You see, he's so fast, and because of the low hit stun, he can escape out easily the infinite. So we're gonna have to rely on the strategy. And unfortunately, he got out of the slide. So we're gonna have to, unlike Carlos and Maki, who had an easier time in doing the infinite on this clown, Felipe will escape easy with Hagar. This is, as far as I know, this is the only boss in the entire game, regardless of the difficulty, who does not have defense at all. Yeah, Felipe is the only boss in the whole game that has no defense in any difficulty whatsoever. Strangely enough. Anyway, now we are at the second bonus round. This is break the drum instead of the glass. And this one is the more annoying of the two. As basically you just have to break those drums and you avoiding getting flamed. And Rotor is doing a good job so far. Oh, and he got it. That's nicely done. Yeah, unlike the previous game though, you gotta have to destroy the drums. Anyway, now we're at late game. We're in Italy. This is the water is green for some reason. It's green, but whatever. Again, just that now the enemies are gaining more health as you progress. Another despawn coming up right there. Let's see if he can get the other despawn. And he got it.
Alright, so far so good on this first part here.
Now we are going into the boat. So now there's gonna be an Andorra Junior after this group of basic enemies. And there he is again. Or Hugo. They are the same person though. His full name is Hugo Andor, by the way.
Alright, we're gonna pick up the invincibility for safety. In case anyone
Yeah.
decide to leave.
Yeah, and the foreground you don't see, but there's an invincibility item, which is represented by Guy's former mentor, Genryu Sai, that's his name, which is the surname of Maki. And these screens can be dangerous because now we have a lot of acrobats right here. And he went through. Now we're gonna do another despawn. Let's see if he get it. How many? Oh, 3, nice. Now we have to deal with a group of Elix, which is 6 or 7 of them in total.
10.
On easy. 10.
Well, actually 10 without the despawn, but since we got rid of all 3 of them, it's 7. Just like a normal voice.
Alright. Nice. And now we are into the obligatory beat-em up elevator, which we're gonna face off. There are weapons there that you don't want to pick up. Yeah, the weapons in this game don't do any damage at all. Yeah, you made it a lot farther without dying. So anyway, after this screen, we're gonna fight a very familiar boss, and which is the only character returning from Final Fight 1, albeit for not being in the for making up for not being in the SNES squad of the first game. You'll see in a minute.
Man, that's gotta be my worst elevator. Normally I have better response time.
So yeah, the returning boss is Rolento, or Roland, as the game spell it without the O. He's pretty much like in the last game. He's very fast, and unfortunately, like without a hit stop, with lower hit stop, Haga will have a hard time. So we're gonna have to corner him and spam extra joy, and when he does this wall, like a wall kick attack. And as you see, that is the biggest gripe we have with this game, including myself. That instead of being a proper sequel to Final Fight 1, this is felt like Capcom's apology for how the first game, the SNES port, didn't turn out well. And they basically said, yeah, we screwed it up, and didn't meet up with the standard. So this game, this is what you shouldn't have instead.
Alright, 2 out of 3, not bad.
And now we got Japan, the final stage of the game. Basically, this game's Uptown, where basically every enemy in the Magyar game will come out of full force. So we got landmines one more time, so we're gonna take advantage of those.
Alright, so far so good.
Alright, so we're dealing with the after acrobats, and then that Andore Jr. we enter in the door. This is where the game becomes much more trollish from here on.
Oh, let me try to weasel his way out of there.
Oh man, and Andorra's, or I see Andorra getting charge crazy already. But thankfully, they are nowhere near as aggressive as they were in Final Fight 1. But yeah, now Ely will have more prominence here. I think you'll see him in every screen from here on. So we're going up, and there are 3 items hitting in the foreground. So there's a recovering meat, our watch, and another one up at the very right.
Alright, that was good. Around the garden area, which is pretty much my time waster.
Yeah, pretty much. And we're going down.
I'm gonna get rid of these guys real quick, because I have problems fighting them with the dories. Ooh,
Yeah.
got the extra punch there.
Nice. Yeah, you don't want to fight other enemies when the Azores are around, especially our 2 of them.
Man, I got some pretty good luck here. These guys haven't been trying to leap at me, which is pretty nice.
All right.
For this one.
Yeah, the acrobats, they have a nasty habit of jumping, attacking from off screen anytime. They're doing it at random. So you gotta be prepared for them. And we got rid of the Grandpa Randore, and now this screen is the most dangerous one. The beginning part, Rotor dubs it as the blocker's alleyway, because the screen is full of those Johnnies and Atlas, and having all 3 of them is annoying, as we already addressed. They can grab you at any moment at a large distance. So you see, Rotor's trying to grab chain grabs here, and not to get too close to them.
93 left on that clock. Nice.
Hey, you almost did it without dying.
Yeah, it's not uncommon to die in that area.
Yeah.
Yeah, I probably will die coming up, though. I have a whole lot of health for this part. Yeah, that guy. Sometimes these guys can weasel their way out of Hagar's hits there. Oh, I can't believe that Elon guy's electrode's repowered that quickly. Alright.
Yeah.
Oh, 2736 outside that death. That is pretty nice.
Now we are at the final part of the game. This is where they're gonna go full force here. So now we got an off screen full of Joes right here. Just avoid the flame molotovs. Now we gotta have to keep that drum can, because we don't want an extra Johnny to spawn after this fight with the Angora Jr. and the Leons.
Wow, he was ready to charge there. Alright, we got that despawn. Nice.
Good. So now we gotta be worried about the healings. This is the last time you're gonna see healing now in this screen. And now we got Johnny and Atlas. Having both of them in the same screen can be annoying, or more so when they surround you. Okay, now this final part now. Just we got the two basic enemy moves, then the two Andoris and the two Atlas. And after that, we fight the final boss of the game.
Ooh, looks quick. Alright, we're going into this with 2938. I don't think that's going to beat my current PB of 3110, but we're going to get this done as fast as possible.
Alright, now the final with the final boss. This is Red 2. This just muscular Jabuki man. He can be problematic. Well, he's the easiest final boss out of the final 5 games, but he can still be trolly. So we Hagar, you gotta be play patient with him. Just stay there, chain throw, and respect his space, as Rotor says. This is gonna be Street Fighter 5. I kinda doubt it, Jordo. But nothing is impossible. Yes. Anyway, now like Belger, once he's on his low health, you just
Whoa, 3054, new PB!
punch him and that's it. Like Belger, he just fly away, and that's it. And congrats on the new PB, Rotor.